Hello, it's Paige Green at Paige Green's Tutoring, and today we're going to be looking at simultaneous equations, and this is the fifth video. This video is going to focus on setting up and solving simultaneous equations, so looking at it in a worded situation. Let's have a look at this first question. At a cinema, 2 children's tickets and 2 adult tickets cost £33. 1 adult and 3 children's tickets cost £27.50. Work out the cost of a child and an adult ticket. So here we have to first set up an equation. For the first one, let's call children C. We have 2 children and then we're adding on 2 adult tickets, and that is £33. With this second one, we have 1 adult, so I'll just put it underneath like that, and 3 children. And that cost £27.50. We can see here now that we have a pair of simultaneous equations, so we need to solve these two equations. Now here we don't have coefficients that are the same, so we know we're going to have to times one or both of the equations. Let's have a look here. Now 2 is not a multiple of 3 and 3 is not a multiple of 2. Here though, 2 is a multiple of 1. That means I can just times this second equation by 2. So I have 2c plus 2a equals 33 at the top. And then making sure I times everything by 2. So I've got 6c plus 2a, and then we're doing that £27.50 times by 2, which gives us 55. And now, because the signs are the same, they're both positive on the ones we want to eliminate, we can subtract. 2c take away 6c is negative 4c. And then we're going to do 33 take away 55, which is negative 22. Now to solve this, we're going to divide both sides by that negative 4, making sure it's negative to get rid of that negative sign. So we're going to do negative 22 divided by negative 4, which gives us 5.5. So we can say there that the child's cost of the ticket is £5.50. Now let's have a look at how we'd find the adults. Remembering with simultaneous equations, all we need to do is substitute it back into one of the equations. So I'm going to go for this one. So I've got 3 children, which I know is £5.50 now, plus an adult equals £27.50. Well, if I do 3 lots of that £5.50, I'm going to get £16.50. plus an adult, which is £27.50. And then to solve this, I'm going to take away 16.5 from both sides. So I'm doing 27.5 minus 16.5, which gives us £11. So that means an adult must cost £11. And there we've set up and solved simultaneous equations. Let's have a look at this next one. Josh and Tony have £7.80 in total. Josh has £2.60 more than Tony. How much do they each have? Now here, it's going to be a bit trickier to set up our equations, but let's have a think. Josh and Tony have £7.80. So that's the first one. Now when we say we have £2.60 more, we're saying that the difference between their amounts is £2.60. Now to find the difference between two amounts, we have to take away. So if Josh has £2.60 more than Tony, the difference between Josh's and Tony's will be £2.60. Now we need to eliminate one. We could say, well, both J's are the same or both T's are the same. It doesn't necessarily matter. I'm going to say, well, both the T's are the same. Now, because the signs are different, we need to add these equations together. So we're going to get 2j, now those T's will just cancel each other out, and then we're doing 780 plus 260, which is going to give us 1040. Now solving that equation by dividing both sides by 2, we know that Josh must have £5.20. We're not done there yet, we need to find out how much Tony has, so we're just substituting it in one of these equations. Doesn't matter which one, I'm going to go for the top one. So we know Josh has £5.20. We don't know how much Tony has, but it equals £7.80. Now to solve this, I'm going to take that £5.20 away from both sides, which means that Tony has £2.60. And that would be our answer there. So Tony has £2.60 and Josh has £5.20. Now we're going to look at one more before I give you a couple to have a go at. This says 5 fish and 3 chips cost £41. 2 fish and 3 chips cost £20. How much does 3 fish and 2 chips cost? Well, here what we can do is if we find the cost of the chips and the fish, we can then work out how much that would cost us specifically. So let's have a go at solving this simultaneous equation first. Now my chips are the same, I've got 3 on each. They're the same sign, so I'm going to subtract. So 5 take away 2 is 3. The C's are going to cancel out, and then I do 41 take away 20, which leaves me with 21. Now to solve this, I'm going to divide both sides by 3, leaving me with F equals 7. So the fish cost £7. Let's work out how much the chips cost. We can just substitute it in one of the formulas, doesn't matter which one we pick. Let's go for this bottom one. So we've got 2 fish, which we know is 7, plus 3C equals 20. So that's 14 plus 3C equals 20. And then we can take away that 14 from both sides. So we're going to get 3C equals 6. So C must equal 2. So the fish is £7 and the chips are £2. Now let's work out how much 3 fish cost and 2 chips. Well, 3 fish is going to be £21. 2 chips is going to be £4. So in total, that will give us £25. Now, what I would like you to do is pause the video and have a go at these 2 questions here, setting up and solving your own simultaneous equations. Okay, let's go through this first one. So Sarah buys 2 DVDs and 2 CDs for £18, and Anna buys 3 DVDs and 2 CDs for £22. What is the cost of a DVD and a CD? So let's have a look. Now the C's are the same and they're the same signs, so we're going to take them away. Now 2 take away 3 is minus D. 18 take away 22 is minus 4. Now to get rid of that negative, we need to divide both sides by -1, which leaves me with D equals 4. Therefore, the DVD is £4. We're not done there yet. It said how much is the CD as well, so we can just pick one of the equations to substitute into. So I've got 2 DVDs, which is 2 lots of 4, plus 2C equals 18. Now 2 times 4 is 8, plus the 2C equals 18. Now to solve this, I'm going to take away that 8 from both sides, leaving me with 2C equals 10, and then dividing both sides by 2. So my C is 5. Now you may have interpreted this question as what is the cost of a DVD and a CD. If you'd left your answer as a DVD is £4 and a CD is £5, that's absolutely fine. But if we're working out the cost of them together, they would be £9. So like I said, bit of a misworded question there. So if you just got that as your final answer, that is fine. But if you went ahead and added those together, that is also fine. Looking at this next one then. 3 bananas and 2 pears cost 95p. 5 bananas and 3 pears cost £1.51. Now, just to make this easier, I'm just going to convert that to pence rather than leaving it in pounds, just so my units are the same. What is the cost of 10 bananas and 10 pears? Well, first, let's find the cost of a banana and a pear. Now here we can see, if we look at the B's, they're not the same, and 5 is not a multiple of 3, and 3 is not a multiple of 5. If I look at the pears, 2 is not a multiple of 3 and 3 is not a multiple of 2. Therefore, I'm going to have to times both the equations. Now, you might have picked to make the b's same. That's absolutely fine. I'm going to go for the p's just because they're smaller numbers. So I'm going to times the top equation by the bottom one and the bottom equation by my top number. So timesing this top one by 3, I'm going to get 9b plus 6p, and then making sure you're timesing everything by 3, so even that 95, and that gives us 285. This next one, we're going to get 10b plus 6p equals 302. So there, I've times everything on the top by 3 and everything on the bottom by 2. And now my p's are the same. The signs are the same as they're both positive, so I'm going to take these away. So 9 take away 10 is negative b. The 2 p's are going to cancel out, and then I'm going to do my 285 minus 302, which gives me negative 17. Getting rid of that negative, dividing both sides by negative 1, leaves me with b equals 17. Now, we need to find the price of a pair as well. So picking one of our equations, doesn't matter which, I'll go for the top one. We've got 3 lots of bananas, which is 17, plus 2 lots of pears, which is 95. Now first, doing 3 lots of 17, which is 51, plus 2 pears equals 95. Now to solve this, all I need to do is take away that 51 from both sides first, which leaves me with 2p equals 44, and then dividing both sides by 2, leaving me with a pair is 22p. So that's the cost of both those, but that wasn't our question. It says, what is the cost of 10 bananas and 10 pears? Well, 10 lots of 22 is 220. 17 lots of 10 is 170. If I add those together to work out the total cost, I'm going to get 390 pence, or £3.90. So hopefully that's helped you understand how we can use our knowledge of simultaneous equations to answer worded questions like this. Now, there is one more video left within this series, however that is aimed only at higher students. So if you're foundation, that is all the knowledge you need to know on simultaneous equations. If you're higher, come back for that final video on simultaneous equations. Thank you for watching.